Hi, and welcome to another instructional video for ergoCMS Basic for the REST website control panel. In this video, we're going to talk about managing lists. So let's go to CMS, click on Manage Lists. In the REST website, there are only three lists. History, links, and news. To manage a particular list, you'll go to its list items and click that button. Before we do that, I'd like to take a moment and launch the REST website so that we understand exactly what are lists and where they are in the site. The home page has two of them. One is news, one is maritime history. Both are pretty much roughly used the same way. You've got a title, sorry about that, you've got a title here, and then you've got the actual body of the text. And over here in news, we've again got a title and the body of the text. Sorry about that. There we go. That's the body of the text for the news item. Basically, for all intentional purposes, the way that they're set up is almost identical. The styling is what's different. Fortunately, we've made it very easy so that you don't have to worry about the styling. That's handled externally to the control panel. So all you have to do is worry about getting your news or your history in place. The third and final location is industry links. This is handled a little bit differently in that you can see that the title is the actual name that's shown here for the link. And then I'm going to mouse over maritime and aeronautical photography. You'll notice in the lower left corner of the browser there's an actual URL or web address. That is actually what's different from the home page listing. You don't use body text for these links. And I'm going to go ahead and close this, and we're going to talk a little more about that by demonstration. Let's close this window. What we're going to do is we're going to look at news, which really represents looking at news and history. We don't need to go over both because they're utilized much the same way. And then we'll come back and we'll take a look at links. So click List Items. Now you can see your listing for news, your current list for your news. So you have several options here. You can add a new list item. You can select the current list item, which enables you to actually edit the details for it, or you can actually delete it. What we want to do is we want to add a new list item. Let's just take a quick look at the fields here. The order is a field that represents where in the list the displayed item is going to show on the public site. And what that means is it's numerically ascending. So if you have three items ordered 100, 200, and 300 respectively, from top to bottom, you will start with 100, then 200, then 300. It's as simple as that. The only way that another item could be above, or at the top of the list rather, is if you set it to a number between 0 and 100 in that case. The title, we'll go ahead and add a little news item here. Google is great. It's just been discovered that Google is great. So the title is a simple title for our news item. Again, for news and history, the URL and the open link in new window simply don't apply. You can check this and you can type something in here, but it has absolutely no impact on the front end for the live site. The body area, or the text area rather, of the body text, this is really just a simple editor. And if you've already seen the page manager video, then you got a pretty good overview of how to use the editor. And in fact, we covered all these buttons. You can bold, italicize, or underline. If you hover over each one, it will show you what the button represents. You can you have a variety of paste options. Again, I would encourage you, as I did in the page manager video, if you're going to paste using this option, probably not a bad idea to just paste plain text, as that really strips out all of the garbage that may come along with it. Say that you edited something in, or you created your news item in Word. Word tends to put a lot of extras in terms of styling. Well, remember, you don't need to worry about that because the site is already taking care of the styling for you. So that's paste. You can undo, you can redo. Those are your best friends when you're editing. And then if you need to, you can actually add in a link in the body of the text as well to a page in the site or a web page externally to the REST website. Simple as that. Very important, if you want to show this item on the front-end website, you must check display. Otherwise, it will not show. Period. It will show in this list, but this is in the control panel. It will not show on the front end unless you select this box. We're not going to do that for the purpose of this demo. But I'm going to add in some junk text here just so that we can get a sense of having a little bit of a news item. And then all you have to do is simply insert the item, and now it shows up in the list. Now you'll notice that order for this live item is 1,000, and for the non-displayed item is 100. Order only applies on the front end, rather. It only applies to those displayed items. That's how it affects it. So in the control panel, the top precedence of sorting here is display. So it's going to show you all displayed items first, and then it's going to show you non-displayed items. Okay, plain and simple. But for all displayed items, it's going to order by numerical ascending. Easy as that. If I want to make a change to an existing item, I simply select that item. And I can make my change. I can then update, and we can see that it updated the text in the title. Now, I decide that I'm done with this. It's no longer of any use for me or for my readers. All I have to do is click delete. It will ask you to confirm. Click OK, and you'll notice that upon refresh, the item is gone. And that's basically how you manage your list items for history and news. Let's go back over CMS, Manage Lists, and we're going to go to Links. So we click on the list items for links. You'll notice this whole big list, and we have one item that's not displayed at the bottom. This is a good example again of ordering. So we have 12 or 13 items that are set to be displayed, starting with an order of 100 and ascending all the way through 1300. This Google link is set to an order of 50, but it shows at the bottom, and again, that's because this does not display on the live site because it's set to not display. So same thing applies here. I'm not going to add a new item here because there's no point, but what I'd like to do is look at this Google link here. So I'm going to select it. You'll notice again it's the same form that we had before for news and history with two differences. I'm not utilizing the body text because it simply doesn't apply. I am, however, using the URL and the open link in new window. The URL is nothing more than the web address. Simple as that. If you don't want your page, let's say that a reader is looking at your website and you don't have this open link in new window checked, so you have it deselected. What will happen when they click this link, if it's live in the website, is it will redirect them in the same window to the external site. Why is that a bad thing, you might ask? Well, the problem is that people have a short attention span, and if they go to, say, google.com, well, Google's the biggest search engine on the planet, so they're going to start searching for stuff, and they're going to get distracted, and they're going to forget they were ever at risk, and they run the risk, you run the risk of not having that visitor come back. So what you want to do is you set open link in new window to checked. And what that enables you to do is when they now click the link, it will open a new window, and they will again have a short span of attention, go Googling all over the place. They'll forget about rest, but when they close that window, there your window will be waiting for them. And they'll go, oh yes, I must visit more of the REST website. So that's very important. Once again, that's very it. If you want the links to display, you simply make sure that you click the display button. We're, again, not going to. And then you click Update. And it updates everything that you made changes to. And that's basically about it. I'm going to go ahead and delete that item because we don't need it. It asks you to confirm. I click OK. You scroll down, we see that the Google link is now gone. The live site is unaffected. So that's basically list management. Thanks so much for watching, and enjoy.